Hello, this is Brianna Utley, and this is my tech demo number 1. So for the first tech demo, we have a case study that is taking place in the 10th grade for an art and art history class. So these students are supposed to be completing an inquiry learning research project. And in this project, they will have to research how artists throughout history have used their work to represent contemporary social issues. And this assignment meets the standards of make, explain, and justify connections between artist or artwork in social, cultural, and political history. So they're making these connections because they will have to make a connection between 4 or 5 artists in their final project that they present to the class. For the assignment aspects, the teacher wants small group collaboration. He wants them researching historical periods. So when they're researching, they will be reading websites, printed sources, watching online videos, perhaps from YouTube, and they will be looking at images of art and artists throughout the historical period that they choose. And then he wants this done in 3 phases. So the first stage would be brainstorming ideas, synthesizing their ideas, and creating a group presentation, which we will get more into in the next slide. So for the goals, he wants students to collaborate in 3 phases, like I said, brainstorming. And by brainstorming, they can start with a blank canvas and they can write and read others' ideas. And then the synthesizing phase, they will combine and edit their ideas. So they can find connections with other ideas from their members in the group, and they can also combine their ideas to make one big idea. And then the last phase is creating, which is creating the final presentation that encompasses their ideas that will be shared with the class. And he wants to use formative assessment to keep track of the students' progress to ensure they will have the project done on time. So formative assessment is checking for understanding while learning is taking place. So this leads into the last goal, which is wants to give students feedback throughout the entirety of the project. So that's what formative assessment will be used for. He can check their understanding, lead them in the right direction if they are being led astray, and then so they can complete the project correctly. And then the challenges, he has already used other technologies that students can work together on, but he wants to find one that meets all 3 kinds of collaborative thinking that were mentioned earlier. And he also wants to be able to see who has added what to the project. So like what contributions, who has contributed them. And then he wants student work to be private during their working time. So other students from like other groups can't come in and see their progress until they actually are completely done, and then it can be viewed by the class. So I have found a technology called Miro, which is like an online whiteboard, and it allows users to easily collaborate with others, create notes and designs, and communicate easily through online chats. And then it shows which collaborator has done what, which is one of the main parts of the goals. So then I can take you over to what Miro actually looks like. So this is the whole board of Miro, what it looks like. So if we go over here to the left, you can see all of the many options. Okay, so this is Miro when you first open up a blank board. So obviously it's completely blank, so that highlights the part of the blank canvas and the goals. And then if you go over here to the left-hand side, there's a templates button. And this is really nice for the final project and presentation that the students will have to present to the class, because it puts all of the information like all together. So yeah, those are very nice because it's very organized and easy to understand, easy to read. And then if we go back over here, we have a text box option. There's also sticky notes, and I kind of like this little hack. So if students were to have to be aware of their contributions and the teachers have to know what they add, although there is a show author button, which is right here, you can click it, and then whoever added or contributed this to the project, it'll be down in the left hand corner of whatever item they decide to add. But if you could say like Brianna needs to use the orange sticky notes, so it's just a quick glance, be like, okay, that's how many things she added for the sticky note option. And then let's say that she added a picture. And then we could go back over here and get a pink one, and we'll say that this was another student, and then they could also add a picture. And let's say there was a connection between these pictures that they wanted to remember. There's an option to the left as well called a connection line, and you can actually draw an arrow from both of these pictures and connect them. So that's kind of like the synthesizing part of the goals, because it finds the connection, combines the ideas. So I really like that aspect of Miro. And then there's also the pin option and then the comment option, which is really nice for them to give feedback on pictures or items they add. You can actually at the user that you're wanting to respond to, so they get a notification in their email or Miro account that someone has added a comment to their item. And then if we go up here to the top, there is a voting option, which I really like this because it's quick for the teacher to vote on something if they agree with it or not. And then also for the students, it's really nice to get that feedback as well, just a quick feedback instead of having to type a comment. But this is also in the upgraded version, so that could be a problem if the school wasn't willing to pay for an upgraded version. But I think that is a really neat aspect of Miro. There's also the no option that you can click on. And this is nice. I really like this one for if a teacher had to respond or give like an overall comment on the whole entire project or their brainstorming ideas. And there's one I already added saying, have you decided on your 4 to 5 artists? So as if the teacher stopped into this Miro and saw what they had, and just to make sure they're on the right track, ask this question, and they can add it in as a to-do list. So let's say the students opened it, saw this, and if they were like, oh man, we only have 3, they're like, we better get another one. And then after they have completed that, they can actually check it to say that they have done that. So it's really nice because it doesn't go away, but it's there. They can remember what they've worked on. And then there's also up here the chat option and the video chat option. Those are nice. The video chat is also in the upgraded version, so you could chat, and then whoever adds it, it'll obviously have your name. So hello, and then everybody on that Miro will get a notification that someone has typed in there. So that's really nice if they were working at home. They could have an easy way to keep in contact about their project. And then I think that's pretty much it for the whole Miro, so we'll go back to the presentation. Okay, so in this presentation, I will talk about how Miro applies to the specific goals that were presented into this case study. So it starts with a completely blank canvas. As I said when I was on the Miro website, they can express their creativity on it, the students, that is. And then students are able to comment, vote, react, and chat by regular chat or video chat. So here on the left, there's an option of the voting, and it also tells you who voted. And then on the right picture, it is a comment to another student saying, great addition to the project. And then if you look to up here in the left-hand side, there's a resolve button. And this is interesting because after someone has fixed whatever problem that could possibly be brought up in a comment, they can resolve it and it goes away. So it doesn't stay there the whole time, which is nice because you don't want to get it like too jam-packed in the board. So I think that is a very good addition. And then there are also many templates, as I said, that are provided by Miro, so the students can choose to display their final project to the class. And then I typed in project into the search bar, and then a lot of them popped up, so that's very good organization skills. And then the teacher has the ability to view every group member's contributions as well as comments added by group members, because as I said, the show author button is in the left-hand corner. Once you click the show author button, it'll pop up. And then, since the board will be shared with the teacher, they have the ability to make their own comments on items on the board as well as leave notes or send a chat. So I have the note that I left on the Miro board that I brought up when I was on Miro. And then how it addresses the challenges criteria. It supports the brainstorming, synthesizing, and creating, as I said earlier. And it's easy to see who has contributed what because of the show author button, the names being added in on every comment, post-it note, picture, video that is added on there. And then students are able to upload just one part of their board, which goes back to the goals of completing a presentation that will be shared with the class. And the class will not be able to see the brainstorming part or all of the ideas until the group is absolutely ready for the class to see their whole project. Okay, so now we're back on Miro, and I just wanted to show you some examples of what I mentioned in the presentation. So if we wanted to add a comment, we'd go over here and say I wanted to reply to this post-it note. I can @ the person that included this, so we'll actually send them a notification. I can say, fix the grammar of your text. So that's something they have to resolve. So they would get a notification of their group member saying fix the grammar of your text, and they would go back and check it and fix whatever they spelt wrong or what was wrong. And then once they do fix it, they can click the resolve button, and I will show you what happens once you get off of it. So it says resolved, and once you click off of the comment completely, it just goes away. So like I said earlier, it's nice. It's not too cluttered when you have all of your notes, because for a whole project there will be a lot of notes. And then my favorite part of Miro is the fact that you can have all of your notes from the very beginning, every step along the way, on the same exact board as your final presentation. So that is very, very helpful, because if you wanted to go back and look at what you started out with, or if there was one part of your notes that you really wanted to remember and you were creating your final project and you just couldn't remember it, it's all right here on the same exact board. So that is very nice. So over here we would have, let's say, the final template that they decided to choose for this inquiry project, and then it would be the 4 to 5 artists, so they could say like whatever their historical period they chose, and then the first artist, second artist, third artist, and then it also helps keep the connections very organized. And I wanted to show you guys how they can copy just the final presentation so all of their other work is not displayed to the class while they're working. Okay, so this is the student's final presentation, completely done, ready to be presented to the class. You would click on the square or shape that it is in, and then you'd go up here to these 3 dots, click that, and say copy as image. So this will be completely copied like it says to the clipboard, and then you could take it over to Google Docs, Word, and then you copy it or paste it into the doc. Once it's pasted, then that's your whole final presentation, and nothing else from the board will be included in there. None of the notes, none of the videos, just the final presentation that they want the class to see. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope Miro is for you.